Guess who's back? Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Reign of Horror, and yeah, Extreme Rules just happened, and yeah, if you couldn't tell by my opening, Seth Rollins is back. Oh, this is gonna be good. He looked really good as well, so I'm hoping that this is a good indication. There's nowhere to go with him. I personally feel that he should just drop Reigns on his head of Money in the Bank and take back the championship that he never lost. But that's me. But that's. I'm going to talk about Extreme Rules a little bit. I mean, I didn't see the show, but I watched some highlights here and there. And of course, I saw Rollins' return, but that's not really what I wanted to talk about overall. I wanted to talk a little bit about a release, a certain release. I wanted to talk about that and a bit of the state of affairs as to where we're going from here in terms of wrestling. For those of you who don't know, I think it was on Saturday, probably. On Saturday, Cody Rhodes went to the WWE's creative team or talent management or whatever you have and asked for his release. And then on Sunday, he got it. Cody Rhodes is no longer part of the WWE. And he released a statement stating that he has been very unhappy with creative. He's been very unhappy with how they've treated him. He's been grateful that he's been given a lot of opportunities. You know, as this is the direct quote, turning that it became a specialty to turn chicken to make chicken salad out of chicken shit. But the statement really indicated that the whole Stardust gimmick, he wanted to drop that 6 months ago. So all of you who kept defending the whole Stardust gimmick, saying that this is what Cody wants, this is what Cody wants, for 6 months now, you've been wrong. He stated it multiple times. You have been wrong. He wanted to drop it. He wanted to go back as Cody Rhodes. And he stated, for the record, that what he wanted was exactly what I wanted. He wanted, his goal in the WWE was to win the WWE Championship. As he put it, the one title his father never won. And in hindsight, if you think about it, you lost out on that opportunity to get. Now, he's never going to get that world title ever again. But I've stated multiple times, I've stated it before, that I felt Cody should have won that he should have taken the Money in the Bank briefcase from Del Rio and won the World Heavyweight Championship. Give him a run as the world champion. I'm sure he could. I was confident that he could make it. And then he was going to win the WWE Championship. Yep, eventually. They never gave him that opportunity. But he could have also won the world title while his father was still alive. It's been a pretty bad year for Cody, hasn't it? He lost his dad. He's been stuck in creative hell. Oh wait, Dusty died last year. Sorry, but it's been a pretty bad time for Cody overall. I really do feel sorry for the guy. I do hope that he has a brighter future ahead of him. That he finds somewhere else to wrestle. I don't know where. I mean, I would definitely advise him not to go to TNA because that's a sinking ship. Ring of Honor, I don't really know if he would do well there. Japan, potentially. I mean, they make great stars in Japan that have been. There have been ex-WWE superstars who've gone to Japan and been welcomed back with open arms, kind of. Like Luke Gallows, he was in WWE for a while, went to Japan, great success there, was brought back here, or was brought back to the WWE, and so far has been involved in a major storyline. He hasn't really shown off anything. I mean, at least Gallows and Anderson won at Extreme Rules, but they have been booked. By the way, if I can go off on an off tangent here. WWE recently did a match on SmackDown between the Usos and Usos and Anderson and Gallows that just pissed me off. For one reason. The finish. So, here's a scenario. One of the Usos, I don't remember which, had Anderson down, and he hit him with a Superfly. Went for the pin. Gallows pulled out this Uso at a 2, and tossed him over the announce table, and the referee called for the bell. The referee called for the bell for no reason. And then the brawl continued, and then Gallows picks up a chair and hits one of the Usos with it, and the referee calls for the bell again. That one I understand. I mean, chair shot, instant DQ. But what was up with that first bell? I just don't get it. Why the fuck did they do that first bell? I mean, why? Why did they do that first bell? It makes no sense. There's no DQ. You can't get disqualified for throwing someone over the announce table. And it's not like it was a outside interference. He was in the match. It was a tag match, for Pete's sake. This boggles the mind. Why did that bell call happen? I mean, you could chalk it out to botch, but it made no sense to me. It's like when the Usos fought the Dudleys in a tables match on the Raw after WrestleMania. They go for the Superfly through the table like they did at the Mania. The Dudleys roll out of the way. They go through the tables, and the ref calls for the bell, which they haven't lost yet. In fact, Devon actually picked up one of the Usos and threw him into a table in the corner, and Bubba just got on the apron and just screamed at the ring bell, "Now we won the match! Now you ring the bell! Now we won!" He did that. Look it up. He did that. That's the second time they screwed up did a dumb finish. That they ended the match early for no good reason. What the hell? You don't call for a bell until the match is over. Like pinfall, submission, DQ, countout. Simple rules for normal matches. Or if it's tables matches, remember the rules. A tables match cannot end until you're put through a table. Not that you go through one, but that you're put through a table. Like, if someone slams you through a table or kicks you or something through a table, that's being put through a table by your opponent. But if you accidentally go through a table, that's not the end of the match, but that's what happened. Ugh. It's so fucking stupid. But I really got off topic here. But yeah, Cody, you were great. You were one of my personal favorites when it came to stars I felt were unappreciated. You had the potential of world title. You really did. You were willing to do so much with what you were given. You had excellent mic work, excellent in-ring ability. You could have made something out of it. And I do commend you for everything. And I'm really hoping that you do well elsewhere. I'll try to check in and see what you do. Yeah. I really hope that maybe someday you'll get what you rightfully deserve. You're still a very young guy. You're still in the prime of your life. Go for it. I know you can still do it. I know you can still find a way to get what you truly deserve. But that's Cody. Moving on to Extreme Rules. Nothing really happened at Extreme Rules. Like I said, Anderson and Gallows won, thankfully. I was really worried that they weren't going to win their first pay-per-view match, but thankfully they did. You need to build these guys. You need to make them look strong. For the eventual Balor move up to a feud between him and Styles at some point. Let's see. What was next? It's the IC title? Yeah, IC title match. Yeah, from what I can tell, the IC title match was pretty good. I wasn't expecting anything else. You have 3 absolutely fantastic wrestlers in there, and one that's just middle of the road, but he has a great character. Speaking of which, The Miz retains. I was disappointed. I'm not gonna lie. I was disappointed. I really thought that Cesaro should have gotten that championship. Help him build himself as, help use that as a way to build himself up. Because I do think that he has what it takes to do well as IC champion, and then potential world title, but he needs to build a little bit on his character before. Because there's the thing, Cesaro's a great wrestler, but he has to work a little bit on his mic skills a little bit, and here's the tip. Cesaro, could you please change your entrance theme? It's very annoying and very generic. Now that siren at the beginning is kind of blech, and the music itself is just very generic. I kind of want you to just drop that and do something else. I like your entrance, the whole James Bond thing. I like that, and you ripping off your shirt, that's nice and all. Showing suave yet strong, but you need a better theme song than that, really. Your old theme was even better, and I didn't like that one either, but at least that one was better. When you had the Real Americans theme, look, I like that theme, but it really didn't fit you, so you need a better theme song. Anything, really. Something that's good. Owens and Zayn did great, from what I can tell, and yeah, keep fighting. Owens, do me a favor here, win Money in the Bank. I think it's time. You've had a year, you've built yourself up, you've become a top heel contender. And yeah, now is your chance. Win Money in the Bank, cash it in on somebody, I don't know who, and then bask in the glory. One dream match I have, and I know it's never going to happen, but hear me out. WrestleMania main event. Kevin Owens as the WWE World Heavyweight Champion against Sami Zayn. One-on-one at Mania for the world title. It's never going to happen. I know. It's never going to happen. But I want to see it so badly. I really want to see that so badly. That could be Kevin Owens is cementing himself with a main event victory. Or it could be Sami finally getting his victory over Kevin Owens, getting the better of Kevin Owens. That would be great. Now, moving on, we have the U.S. Championship match. Rusev won. I'm happy he did, because Kalisto has really done absolutely nothing with that U.S. title. I think he's a decent wrestler. He's a pretty good wrestler, but he just doesn't have anything to him. I mean, there's just nothing to Kalisto. Really, there's nothing really there that really screams U.S. champion or anything. He just doesn't really do anything with the belt that really elevates it. Like, it could have been any belt, and he still would look like a shit champion. There's just been nothing to his run. He's just kind of been there. He's never really elevated himself as U.S. champion. With Rusev, we know he can actually do something with that. He's been U.S. champion before. Which leads me into something. I'm scared. I really am. Because guess who is coming back in 2 weeks? John Cena. Who was it that John Cena just outright buried a couple last year at this time frame? This doesn't look good. This really doesn't look good for him. Because I'm fearing that this is going to end with John Cena taking the US title back and making Rusev look like a fool. Again. He's just been able to build himself back up to the top, and now they're going to push Cena on him and just break him in half and just leave him like a pile of dirt. That dancing gimmick is coming for you, Rusev, if you lose to Cena again. It's coming, and you're going to be looked upon as a joke. I really don't want to see that again. If anything, in my opinion, we're at a point now where I feel John Cena is... I just don't think John Cena needs to be a guy who wins a lot of matches anymore. Now, I'm not saying he should lose at every point, but whenever he has a big match against someone, he really should help put over the talent instead of winning all the time this time. Like Rusev. Give Rusev a chance to redeem himself. Beat John Cena. You know, have him go at it have them go at it for the US title at Money in the Bank, and Rusev wins. He wins. Done. We don't go back to Cena. There are 2 reasons for it. 1, you're going to make Rusev look terrible. And 2, one of the things, look, if there's one thing I disagree with everyone else in the wrestling community about, it's those US Open challenges. I hate the US Open challenges because they make everybody who challenges for those championship and goes for those US Open challenges look like fucking fools. Make them look so weak. Make the finishers look fucking weak because they hit Cena with all their finishers, finisher after finisher. Cena hits them with one attitude adjustment. Done. That's it. That's it. Low Cena wins, as it's called. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that every fucking week. See an up-and-coming talent be just bashed into the ground by John Cena. And no, being in the ring with John Cena doesn't help. It actually makes it... To me, being in the ring with someone great doesn't automatically make them look good. It could potentially make them look terrible. Like Bray Wyatt. He's been in the ring with some of the biggest names in wrestling, like John Cena, The Undertaker, Brock Lesnar. Every single time he looked like an idiot. He looked absolutely horrible. And really, nobody can really take him all that seriously after all that's happened. He's been in the ring with The Rock, and The Rock made him look absolutely terrible just by talking to him. Being in the ring with someone great isn't enough. Sometimes you have to get the pin. You have to beat someone great. To be them, to quote one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, Ric Flair, to be the man, you have to beat the man. You can't just be with the man. That's not enough. I hate that statement that wins and losses don't matter. It's enough to be in the ring with. It's just an honor to be in the ring with them. Not enough all the time. It's like, you could build something there. Go the distance with someone. But sometimes you just see it over and over and over and over again that these up-and-comers get these huge matches with these huge names and they just end up throwing everything at them and it doesn't work. It makes them look weak. It makes it look like they have no chance to run in the big leagues, even though some of them have potential to be in the big leagues. So, fuck it. Go away. Go away. Toss them like those. Throw them in the trash. Because we don't care. Because we don't care about their potential. We only care about making our top guy look good. Wins and losses matters. I won't hear anything else. Wins and losses matters. Shawn Michaels, Chris Jericho, some of the biggest legends in the business, they understand that. But creative team, I don't think does. I mean, they do 50-50 booking all the time. They do. They never. They don't let the top guy go over. They don't usually give the right guy the win. I'm so sick of that. And from what I can tell, they did that again this Sunday. In the Styles vs. Reigns match. I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but from what I can tell, Styles hit Reigns with pretty much everything. They had some big brawls outside of the arena to the point where they actually fought in the pre-show panel arena. That was actually pretty funny. The club came out, picked him up. Magic Killer, 2. Styles Clash, 2. Styles Clash on the chair, 2. Yeah, multiple chair shots, 2. Phenomenal forearm into 1 spear, 3. Look, I wasn't expecting Styles to win. I wanted to, but I wasn't expecting him to win. But you could have done so much more damage. I mean, yes, Styles took a lot of damage, but why? Why do you do this Cena treatment with Reigns? Why? Why can't you just have an even brawl where it looks like both guys are near beaten? It's like he kicks out of the spear, he kicks out of the Styles Clash, kicks out of a huge move from Reigns, kicks out of a huge move here and there. One spear! And that's it. That's apparently all it takes to put down Styles. But 2 Styles clashes, one of which was on the chair, and the Magic Killer. Nope, that's not enough. That's not enough. Of course not. Reigns is not going to look bad at any point. Every Raw, he always has to look like he's on top. It's like, you have the club come down to beat on him. Nope, he overcomes, beats them all down, and looks like, and just stands tall on every single fucking Raw. SmackDown even as well, they have that too. The one time I've seen Styles stand tall was right before Extreme Rules. Basically an indicator that he wasn't going to win, because every time someone stands tall at the end of the Raw before the pay-per-view, they usually lose. So essentially they were just giving us a warning saying, nope, Styles is not winning. But he gets to look strong at least once. Ugh, I'm so sick of it. Like, some people have been, it's like, people say that Reigns had a great match, and I've heard some critics say, can we just agree that Reigns can work now? How many good to great matches does he have to get respect? I'm never gonna give him respect until his booking fucking changes. I'm so fucking sick of his booking. I'm so fucking sick of Reigns always having to look strong, never giving us any chance to see a fair match between a fair challenge. No, make someone look like they could beat Reigns. Oh, make it 55%, 45% for Reigns. It's like Reigns gets 55% chance of winning, while the challenger gets 45%. Nope, it's always Reigns 90, challenger 10. That's what it looks like to me. Like, Reigns is always the guy on top, and I'm so sick of that booking. It just doesn't make it exciting to watch, because you just know Reigns is gonna win, and you're just not invested. You just don't care anymore. It's like you're watching. It's like you're waiting for that moment when Reigns is gonna win. You're just sitting there waiting for it. You don't really get enthralled in the match because you know, why should I care? We're gonna keep Reigns as champion, and he's a fucking boring champion, going through the emotions over and over and over and over again. The whole, I'm not a bad guy, I'm not a good guy, I'm the guy. It's like the same fucking thing over and over and over again. I'm so fucking sick of it. I used to like Reigns. I really did. But the way they've been booking him, I'm just losing so much interest in the guy, to the point where I honestly don't even care if he turns heel or not at this point. I just don't want him to hold that fucking belt. You know, drop it to Rollins, drop it to Styles, drop it to Balor, drop it to Owens, drop it to anybody else, anyone else, and just keep him away from that belt for, I don't know, 2-3 years maybe. Have him rebuild himself as something else, something I can at least be interested in having as champion. The people have been rejecting Reigns left and right for months, ever since the Royal Rumble. People have just been rejecting Reigns on every point because we've seen him as champion. He's boring. He's not interesting. He doesn't. He's not a good champion, and yet at every fucking point, they just keep hammering it in. It's like he's a polarizing superstar. No, he's not. He's pretty unanimously booed. Like, this crowd is just crazy. Like, everybody loves Reigns. Like, no, we don't. We don't find him to be an interesting champion. You keep editing the crowds. You keep editing promos. Like, if you watch the Reigns versus Triple H promo, you might hear some boos for Triple H in that promo. Those were Reigns. All those boos, they just put the boos that Reigns got and put it on Triple H. And then they put the cheers that Triple H got on Reigns. Because everybody wanted Triple H to retain that championship. I wanted that. I wanted to wait until this moment. Seth Rollins is back. You know, Seth Rollins versus Triple H. That's a match everybody knows is coming, but we want to see it because we know that can be a great match. And there's a lot of story there. You know, Seth Rollins being the guy who was handpicked by Triple H as his guy, his top guy. Seth Rollins being the one who turned on the shield for Triple H he bought in to the evolution of Seth Rollins and Triple H was there to help him all the way, with J&J Security backing him up, Kane backing him up, the Authority always having his back. And you could potentially build a story there where Seth Rollins, they hinted at that before Seth got injured, and he said he was a better champion than Triple H. I honestly think they were building towards Seth versus Triple H at Mania. And that's the match I think they should have gone with, and they could have gone with at Mania. For the title, by the way. I mean, you could have potentially done Ambrose and Reigns for the title in the main event if Ambrose won the Rumble, potentially. But I don't. I feel like at this point, if you're gonna do Rollins versus Triple H, I think the title needs to be involved, especially since Triple H still has his rematch clause. He lost the belt at Mania. He still has his rematch. Why? Where is he? Why hasn't he cashed it in? He's been at house shows in England fighting against Dean Ambrose, fighting alongside Kevin Owens against Ambrose and Zayn. You know, where is he? He just signed a 3-year talent contract just recently, so he's gonna keep wrestling. So where is he? Why hasn't he cashed in his rematch? Why isn't he on Raw to try to help his wife be the more dominant force on Raw? Where is he? Seriously, where is he? I know a lot of people say that it's going to be Shane versus Triple H at SummerSlam. I could see that happening. But in all honesty, I kind of want to see... I kind of want on Raw tonight that Rollins comes in and Triple H joins him. You know, Rollins remains heel and beats Reigns for the title at Money in the Bank. But you're building a bit of dissension between the two. Like, Triple H welcomes him back with open arms. You know, all that. But then Rollins starts having matches on Raw. And Triple H tries to help him out a little bit. And at first he's very accepting of that. You know, he helps him become the #1 contender for the title and all that. And then eventually he starts saying that, you know what, I can do this on my own. I can beat this guy. And he beats this guy. these guys, and Triple H tried to help him. I was like, no, I can do this myself. You know, I can handle things myself. You know, and well, look, I don't need someone like DX or Evolution to help me out. I can do this myself. Like directly stabbing at Triple H. You know, saying, I'm doing better than you did when you were champion. It's like Punk said, what? Then we build and build and build and build until SummerSlam. A little build up to SummerSlam. Rollins has beaten Reigns at Battleground in this rematch. He is standing tall. Triple H comes out to celebrate, and then Pedigree. Send him a message saying, I'm cashing my rematch clause. Boy, it's gonna be tough on you. Tough love on you. Because that championship, I'm taking it back. And you'll get it back when you've learned some respect. And there you go. Build a match at SummerSlam with Rollins going over. And this time, the crowd will be behind them. It will be against Triple H, who is trying to stop Rollins from, who is trying to teach respect to Rollins, and Rollins, being the top guy, is saying that he doesn't need Triple H anymore, that he can do well on his own, that he has become the man, and he can handle himself. And there you go. The student has trumped the master. So, is that what they're going to do? Nope. Of course they're not going to do that. Instead, they're going to do something stupid. I've heard some rumors about a Shield versus Balor Club match. Could potentially be something. But I feel it's way too early to do a Shield reunion. You know, build Rollins back up a little bit. I've heard rumors about Cena versus Reigns. Lose-lose situation in my opinion. Either he ties Ric Flair's record, which I really don't want to see, or or Reigns continues to be champion, which I don't want to see. You could potentially do that match without the championship, at least in my opinion. But they're not going to do that, are they? Nope. Going on. I've heard another rumor. One which if this is true, I'm just... No. No, 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 no. That is Reigns versus Lesnar. Again. You might already know how I feel about this, but my point still stands. No. Yeah, but Reigns, no. Yes, but no. Yes, but no. Who do you think should beat him then? At this point, nobody. AJ Styles? Nope. Kevin Owens? Nope. Sami Zayn? Nope. Roman Reigns? Nope. No one help. Seth Rollins? Nope. As much as I love Seth Rollins? Nope. Triple H? Nope. The Undertaker? Nope. Nobody. Nobody should beat Lesnar. At this point, nope. You could potentially do it. You could potentially have Lesnar be beaten. But here's what you need. You need someone who can bring something new to the table that Lesnar has never been exposed to. You need someone who can prove to me that he can kill the Beast. At this point in time, I don't have that. Could you build Rollins up to do that? Yes, you could. It would be hard, but you could. Could you build Reigns to do that? Nope. Nope. I don't want to see Reigns do it. I'm so sick of Reigns' booking. I'm so sick of Reigns in general. I don't want him to have that honor. He doesn't deserve it. He's not going to be allowed to get it. I've also heard people say Shinsuke Nakamura. That one is a bit tricky to me. But here's an argument I can make. You could do it on one way, but there's only one way you can do it. It needs to be a long match. It needs to be a hard-hitting match. It needs to be a bloodbath. That's essentially it. You need this match to be Blood City. It turns Suplex City into Blood City. It needs to be gushing from Lesnar's forehead. It needs to be. Have you ever seen that picture with Shinsuke Nakamura's face drenched in blood? It needs to be that. Both of them need to be absolutely bloody as hell. You know, beat down, barely able to stand, and then as Lesnar's getting up, one Bomaye or Kinshasa or whatever you want to call it, to the back of the head or to the face, and then after a bloodbath of a match, and both men get carried out, but Shinsuke beat the Beast. But he doesn't get a victory lap. They're both down, beaten, broken, crushed down. It needs to be a bloodbath. You can't beat Lesnar any other way, in my opinion. If you're going to do Shinsuke Nakamura at the very least. Hard hitting, absolutely, if you're going to do Nakamura. If you're going to do Rollins, you need to build him up a little bit more to outsmart Lesnar. Essentially. Lesnar's one of those guys where if you let up your guard, you're done. That's essentially it. Overpowering Lesnar is almost impossible. You need to basically outsmart Lesnar. You need to be able to dodge his, to be able to counter his suplexes very well. You need to be able to take some of the damage that you might take, and then be able to overcome, to use your speed, agility, or ring work to your advantage. You need basically to build up Rollins to outsmart Lesnar. That's how he won the championship in the first time. At least in terms of storyline, because Paul Heyman didn't expect Rollins, and lo and behold, Lesnar. The only reason Lesnar wasn't world champion walking out of Mania was because of Rollins. You have a match there that you could build, because Lesnar and Rollins have faced up before where the match never really got a proper ending because of The Undertaker. You could build something there, but that's something that could happen for later. You know, build that up. Build. And you need to make it believable that Rollins could beat Lesnar if he outsmarted him. It's been proven time and time again that beating down Rollins with brute force doesn't really work. I know I already said that if I wanted Shinsuke Nakamura to win, it would have been a bloodbath, basically trying to beat Lesnar by force. But here's the thing: Shinsuke Nakamura's already built up a reputation for being like that. You know, that he has a very strong style in which people get hurt. And Lesnar's been in Japan. So he might know a few things about that, but he's not prepared for it. So that could potentially be something. But but you need a lot of build up to make that happen. You need to show Shinsuke Nakamura this ruthless, brutal thing to put in. It's like, if people get in the ring with this guy, they're not walking out of the arena, just put it that way. They're leaving on a stretcher. It's like, if he hits you with that knee, down, dead, you need to be carried out of the ring. You need to build that up. You need to build that up a lot. And the thing is, his image hasn't been tarnished yet. Reigns has. Reigns is not that. Reigns has done nothing to prove to me that he deserves that. But yeah, as of right now, nobody can really beat Lesnar. I know I've been going on for a long time about this and probably repeat myself over and over again. And I probably sound like nonsense to you, but genuinely, when you have him squash Cena, survive that triple threat, and beat the streak, and be the only guy to have many high profile matches with the Undertaker and never fucking lose, you need someone on the highest level in the world to beat Lesnar. And the only guy, there's only one guy I see that I know of in the wrestling world that can do that right now, and that's Kurt Angle. Because overall, Kurt Angle is the only one who ever really had Lesnar's number. Every time they faced up, it was always a hard-hitting brawl. And yes, Lesnar won a few of those matches, but Kurt Angle is the only one who can, like, they put each other through hell and back, but Kurt Angle always seems to have Lesnar's number at the very end. Hell, the last match, Angle made him tap out. And this was after UFC, if I remember correctly. But then, it was in Japan, and Lesnar tapped to Kurt Angle. It's like, Lesnar said it himself. He doesn't want to lose the when he had the belt in Japan, and he didn't want to lose it to just anybody. He wanted someone who could truly beat him. They asked him who. It's like, get Kurt Angle in here. And that was it. They go, and there you go. So if Kurt Angle ever decides to come back to WWE, there you have him. There's the guy who can beat Lesnar. If you really want Lesnar to go out on a loss, drafting Kurt Angle. But do we really want to see that, or do we want to see someone be built up? Again, but then again, one thing for me also is that if you beat Lesnar, you're set. You're set for life, and you shouldn't lose. So the never-ending cycle of just no. So really, bringing in Kurt Angle would only work for me for one. So really, all those things I've said about how to beat Lesnar and all that, it doesn't really sit for me just yet. Until the only thing I'm thinking is that you need to have that Mania retirement match, Lesnar and Angle. Just that's it. Retirement match, Mania, Lesnar versus Angle, both men retire. And it wouldn't be like Goldberg versus Lesnar, where both men were just betraying and just leaving the company. It would be more like, we're going to respect these two because they've had one hell of a career. Them have had one hell of a career, and we want to see them go out just one last time. At least that's what I hope they will do. At least that's what I hope they will. They need to build it up, though. They need to build it up like this is their last match. Last match between the two. Last match in the WWE. Last match overall. I think that should be it. You could have Lesnar lose that one. You could have Angle lose that one. Either way, you're getting a satisfying conclusion, in my opinion. And maybe a proper end to the Ruthless Aggression era, as they call it. Because really, at the beginning, those two were the stars of it. At least on the SmackDown side. Angle and Lesnar were the top guys at the time. And they were really the names that carried SmackDown for a while. So yeah, I've been rambling on for almost an hour now about all this, and it's just these kind of things that just pop in my head every now and then. But yeah, I've been going on particularly long about Lesnar, but I'm just gonna quickly go over the other results from the match. I've already pretty much covered the whole Reigns thing. I'm glad to see Seth Rollins back. I'm hoping he takes the championship back. I've already said that, but the Vaudevillains losing. Yeah, I get it, but I kind of wanted WWE to throw us a little bit of a curveball, you know, something you didn't expect, you know, help the Vaudevillains be built up as some truly despicable heels. You know, they robbed us of the New Day as the tag team champions. You know, build that up, and then when Enzo comes back, Enzo and Cass takes the belt back, takes the belts from them, and becomes one of the most over tag teams in the business. You could easily do that. Charlotte versus Natalya. I was disappointed. I really was hoping that they could have done something like Charlotte actually having to overcome Natalya and use her superior skills to beat her in this and make her tap out to the figure eight and prove that maybe I don't need my dad at every single point. Nope, they just replaced him with Dana Brooke for no good reason. Just because Emma's injured and they just decided we need something for Dana Brooke to do. Put her with Charlotte. Why not? Like, you could have planted some seeds for a face turn for Charlotte, potentially. I mean, and maybe have her find her own style a little bit. But nope, that's not what we're doing. Oh well. I'm hoping for the best. Hoping that this leads into something good. You know, I'm still hoping at some point you can have Becky take the championship, because apparently Sasha Banks is out with a concussion, so maybe now would be a good time to build up Becky or Paige, or when she comes back, Emma. Build those people up. I don't really see any other women in the division that you could use right now. It's like Natalya, you've already done. I don't exactly know of any others. Like, you have the NXT people. You have Paige, Emma, Becky, Charlotte, and Sasha. I mean, yeah, Bayley could come up, but that seems a bit too early for me to give the belt to Bayley. So leave it at that for a little while and just build. You know, do something with the other women that you have at your disposal. Potential ladder match at Money in the Bank. That could be fun. So here's a suggestion I have. I don't know how long Sasha's going to be out. If she doesn't make it to SummerSlam. But maybe you could have her appear on TV with Charlotte and build a little bit on the whole thing to the point where the two are so eager to just bash each other's face in that for the first time in WWE history, we have a women's Hell in a Cell match. It's bold, I know, but it's something I've been thinking about when I've been playing the WWE games. Because you can do that. You can have a women's Hell in a Cell match. They've never done that in the actual WWE. I would love to see that. I would love to see that. You know, these women are fantastic wrestlers, and you could really do something great inside that cell. You know, if you build it correctly. And they have a lot of history going, so why not? Give them an opportunity. Anyway, I've been rambling on for almost an hour. I need to wrap up before I go over my time limit. Basically, welcome back, Seth Rollins. Please take that belt off of Reigns. Rusev, good luck as US champion. I really hope you don't get squashed by Cena. SummerSlam is going to be interesting this year to see what's going to happen. Kevin Owens, please win the Money in the Bank. I want you to rise to the top. And Cody Rhodes, good luck. You have been a great source of great wrestling and great mic work. I'm a huge fan, and I do hope that someday, again, I'm going to repeat myself, someday, you get what you rightfully deserve.